What up, y'all? Time to hit y'all with some more dirty little secrets. Woo! About black history, its heroes, and other troublemakers. Okay, y'all ever heard of Booker T. Washington, I hope? Washington took a licking and kept ticking. As the 20th century ushered in depressive times for black Americans, most of them held Booker T. Washington responsible and were not unhappy about what happened to Washington at the hands of a white man in New York in 1911. Even though Washington had long been the darling of white social conservatism, they turned on him when he was charged with violating one of their most sacred taboos. Washington was severely beaten in New York City for allegedly approaching a white woman. This incident caused conservative black leaders to rush to the defense of Washington, while many black leaders found irony and some satisfaction in the beating, saying, "See, we told you so." In their minds, how you doing? Washington was acceptable to white conservatives so long as he stayed in his place, the one that he prescribed for all blacks. Numerous black leaders, especially W.E.B. Du Bois and other black leaders, continued to denounce Washington and his conservative philosophies. In the summer of 1903, Washington spoke to a large audience at a Boston church. William Monroe Trotter, a black activist, and his supporters challenged Washington with provocative questions which caused a commotion and fistfight. Prior to his death a couple of years later, Washington publicly expressed regrets over his Atlanta Compromise speech and the fact that it was used by the conservative social forces within white society to discriminate against subordinate black people. Long after his death, many of Washington's beliefs have served as beacons for business-oriented black minds. That was Washington took a licking and kept on ticking. Okay, I'm gonna hit y'all with one more. This joint here is something, a myth that has lingered in the black community for years, okay? Let me hit you with the title. Sambo, not Uncle Tom. Okay, Sambo, not Uncle Tom. Knowing that Uncle Tom was a fictional character is very important. But what is even more important is understanding that the Uncle Tom character in the book, Uncle Tom's Cabin, was not the bad guy. Admittedly, Harriet Beecher Stowe's Uncle Tom character was humble, nonviolent, and very religious. But such personal characters could just as easily have applied to 98% of nearly every enslaved as well as free black person. It is important that the character's traits be considered with attention to his strengths. In the novel, Uncle Tom refused to beat other slaves for falling short on their daily cotton picking. When necessary, he would take cotton from his own sack and place it in the sacks of other slaves who were short to prevent them from being beaten. He defied Simon Legree, the white slave master, by refusing to whip female slaves to make them more obedient. Nor would he tell where escaping black slaves were hiding across the river. The label Uncle Tom is not an appropriate label for a white person in black skin. According to the character developed in Stowe's novel, Sambo would be a more apt name and description of a black person who sells out his people to advantage himself. Sambo was the character totally committed to the white master and who was every opportunity to undermine other slaves. Sambo enjoyed the following master Simon Legree and offered to show him how to tree the coons. Sambo and Uncle Tom's Cabin, like many black conservatives, operated under misleading colors, or as an old farmer said, they run with the hounds while pretending friendship and brotherhood with the rabbits. It was Sambo who beat Uncle Tom to death for refusing to whip a black female. It is the real-life Sambo personality and not Uncle Tom who is black people's worst nightmare. Yeah, all right, y'all got that? Tell your friends about it. All right.